Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry, I know it's been a while since I've done a video. A few things have happened and I wanted to take a moment before I start the video, and today is going to be a really good one. Today we're going to do an Italian lemon pound cake, and I made one yesterday and the family tried it and it was amazing. It's a Pinterest recipe and I just knew I had to do a video, and I wanted to take a few minutes before and talk about something that has happened to our family, and I wanted to dedicate this video to my niece, Elizabeth Shyanne, who unfortunately passed away on Valentine's Day, and dedicate this to her because she was my little baker assistant and we used to bake. Sorry if I get emotional, but we used to bake together a lot, and it's been hard for me to bake ever since because it reminds me of her, not in a bad way, but baking without her is very hard, and I just wanted to come back and do this for her, and I wanted to dedicate this to her, and I wanted to share a little bit about her with you guys because not just to me, but she meant the world to many, mostly obviously to her parents, my twin sister Amy, her father James, and her sister Kayla. And just so you know how beautiful this angel is, and as you can tell, I'm wearing a shirt that says my niece is my angel, and below it it says, because I can't read backwards, it says, she waits for me in heaven, I won't proceed alone. The day the angels come for me, she will be there to welcome me home. And I ordered this offline, and I also ordered one for my sister that says my daughter is my angel, and it says the same thing. And if you can see, this is my angel necklace, and my sister ordered this for me, and it is a cremation necklace, so it has a little bit of her remains in there, so I wear this always. And so this is my favorite picture of my angel. This is my Elizabeth Shyanne, and this is me with her. And I also wanted to share a few of my other favorite photos of her with you. This is my Elizabeth Shyanne. I say my, but she's not really mine. She's my sister's. And she named her after me. And this is how beautiful she is and will always be. She always had this smile no matter what. And over here, this is when we took a trip down there. They live in Idaho. This is me. This is my twin sister Amy that I talk about all the time. Sorry for the glare. And this is their neighbor Jen, who I absolutely love. She is just an amazing woman. And this is Elizabeth right here, and she's smelling a flower. I apologize for the glare. There we go. And they came down here for my sister's Make-A-Wish trip. And this is Elizabeth. This is my daughter Brittany, and her sister, little sister Kayla Lou. And this is me and Elizabeth. And this is my favorite picture of all time of my sister Amy and Elizabeth Shyanne. This was such a beautiful moment that I had to capture. And just the most beautiful moment between a mother and her daughter. And this was me in the car and Elizabeth in the back. She didn't know I was taking it. And this was one of the many hospital stays of Elizabeth. And she has her cell phone and she's talking to me on the cell phone, and my sister took this picture. And even in the hospital, she was very happy. She was just the most happy, beautiful, amazing child, and she touched the heart of anyone Even if you didn't know her, she was just the happiest. She'll always be the happiest. This is her at the zoo. And this is us on Uvu. For iPhone people, you know, you have FaceTime. But for Android, we have Uvu. And it cut me off, but I'm up here in the corner, and we were giving each other a kiss. And again on Uvu, we were laughing. And then here, I told her to stick her finger out when we could touch fingers. And this is her when we went down there. We made Rice Krispie cake pops together. And this was at her service. The family members got to release purple balloons in her honor. Her favorite color is purple. And her favorite animal is a giraffe. And she called them Jeffries. So we call them Jeffries. So I just wanted to share that little bit. And also I wanted to take this time to thank Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio. Because I adore her. My sister adores her. And Elizabeth watches her all the time. And during this very hard time, Jen reached out to my sister. And she sent her her family the most beautiful bouquet of flowers. And she also sent them an edible arrangement. And, you know, she doesn't know us. She knows that we're fans. And she reached out to them and she sent them that. And she didn't have to, but she did. And then when I came home to a beautiful flower arrangement. And I came home and she had this beautiful card attached. And it said, "Hi Beth, just a little something to let you know I'm thinking about you and Elizabeth at this difficult time. Take care of yourself and your family, Jen." So I want to thank you, Jen, for doing that. You know, as little as it may seem, it meant a lot to both of us for you to do something like that. So for anyone, if you don't follow Jen on Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio, please follow her because she is a real caring person. Not only does she make the most amazing things that I've ever seen, but she's a very caring, loving person, and I wanted to thank you for doing that for us. So that is our Elizabeth, and I wanted to dedicate my first coming back baking video to her, because she is my baking buddy, and I miss her and I love her. And so I hope today she will be with us making this beautiful thing, because I know she will. And so I guess let's get started, because I know she'll want us to get started and not be making a fuss. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. So we'll go over the ingredients for this Italian lemon pound cake. So let me scoot you closer. I'm gonna grab you over here, move you, point you down a little bit. Sorry for all the fuss. So, like I said, I made one last night, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you that. This is what it looks like, and we're gonna need a bundt cake for this, bundt pan, I should say. And on this one, and now it calls for a lemon icing. This one I wanted to switch it up, and I made, I just blended some fresh strawberries and used some icing sugar and some butter like it calls for. And I used the strawberries instead of the lemon. This one we're gonna use the lemon. But this is how it looked. Very moist. You know, as I say, I can't taste them, but this is what's left from last night from just my family. Now it's just my husband and my daughter. This is what's left. So, and they said it was the most amazing thing that they've had. My daughter said it tasted a lot like her. She compared it to a lemon shortbread cookie, but obviously moist. She said it reminded her also of a lemon Girl Scout cookie. So that's what we have to compare that to. My husband said it wasn't. It was the most amazing lemon thing that he's ever had. And they both love the flavor of lemon. So I was extremely excited. So, for ingredients. In this bowl, I have, now I'll also leave the ingredients in the description box below. 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I just have it in here, and I mix them all together because you always want to mix your dry ingredients so you don't have a clump of baking powder or salt in one area. And we also have 1 cup or 2 sticks of butter at room temperature. And we have, in here I have 3 eggs, also at room temperature. And then we also have 2 cups of granulated sugar. And we have 1/2 cup of buttermilk. We also have 1/2 cup of sour cream. And then we have, in here, we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then we have, it calls for the zest of 2 lemons. And I had 1/2 lemon also in a baggie, so I just went ahead and grated that just to add some more lemon. So it was 2 lemons and 1/2, 2 1/2 lemons that I grated the zest of. And I also juiced the 2 1/2 lemons. So I juiced 2 1/2 lemons. And then for the icing, you're going to need to use 1 1/2 cups of sifted powdered sugar. And it also calls for 1/4 cup of butter. And then it calls for, I think it only calls for, 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. So, and you're also, like I said, you're going to need a bundt pan. And what I spray mine with, like I said before in a video, this is my spray of choice for anything that I need to spray, is this Baker's Joy, because it also has flour in it. And so this has never failed me on anything. And I personally hate to cook in bundt pans because I have not good history with these. Nothing comes out of them. But last night, this thing came out perfect. So I was super happy with it. So what we're going to do now is, like normal, I'm going to get set up over there with the stand mixer, and then we're going to get going and putting it all together. Okay, see you then. Okay, so the first step is to cream the sugar and the butter. So I have the 1 cup or the 2 sticks of butter softened and the 2 cups of sugar in the bowl. So I'm just going to soften them. I'm going to beat them for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back. Okay? Okay, it's been 3 minutes, and I have creamed my butter and sugar, and they are very light and fluffy. So, very pale. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add our eggs in one at a time with the mixer on low, and then we're going to scrape down after that, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got in the eggs one at a time, and we've mixed it, and as you can see, it's a nice smooth but yet kind of slimy consistency, kind of boogery-ish, but it's still smooth and creamy. And as you can see, I am back using both of my spatulas, and it's very handy because you can wipe off both. See? Very handy. And back here I have my cupcake for my sister, as always, to rest my spatulas on. And we have a new addition over here. My little Jeffrey. This was Elizabeth's. Amy let me have her. This was one of her favorite purple Jeffreys with the sparkly bow in her ear. So she will be with us. And one thing I forgot to mention, you should have your oven preheating to 300 degrees. So make sure you've got that preheated. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to incorporate on low to this. We're going to mix in our sour cream, our lemon juice, and we're going to add 4 tablespoons of lemon juice to this mix, and our vanilla and our lemon zest. So we're going to go ahead and do that on low. We're going to start with our sour cream, and this was 1/2 cup of sour cream. Just mix that in slowly. probably doing about a tablespoon at a time. You just want to make sure that it gets incorporated. Like I say in all my videos, don't waste a single drop. And that's where this small spatula also comes in handy. Because in these little bowls, you can also, as I make a mess on the side, it makes it easier to scrape out everything. I let the beater kind of hit it because it scrapes it off pretty nicely. That will sink. If I do that, then I kind of just scrape that in there. As much as I love sour cream, I can't lick it, so. Okay, we got the sour cream mixed in, so now we'll do the lemon juice. That was the 4 tablespoons. Let that mix, and then we'll do our vanilla and our lemon zest. All this beautiful lemon zest. The thing about that is that your pan smells wonderful if you like the smell of lemon, which I do. Let that incorporate. Probably going to turn that up 1 for a sec. Turn that off. And I'm just going to scrape down the bowl and we'll be right back. Okay, so I just scraped down the beater and the bowl. And don't be alarmed by the curdled look to it. The sour cream kind of does that to it. And the lemon juice and the sour cream mixed together with the acidity and the sour cream, it does that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add half of our flour mixture. And then once we have half of the flour mixture added, we'll add all of our buttermilk and then the rest of the flour mixture. So I'm just mixing it, giving it a good mix because all of it kind of settles. So what I use is I have this handy little spoon and I add that, the mixture with this, and then I do that. So on low, I'm going to go ahead and add half of the mixture, a little at a time. And I got this in a measuring, so it actually is a 1/4 cup spoon. So it's kind of nifty. Add half of the flour mixture. It has the baking powder and the salt with it. And that's why I mixed it again before, because the baking powder kind of settles. So kind of let it mix before each addition so you don't get that flour dust in your face. And as you can see, it gives it time to mix really well. And I think a 1/4 cup works really good too. I think you guys are really gonna like this. It's my first ever pound cake that I've ever made,
And I was a bit nervous because, you know, you see the pound cakes in the grocery stores and they just look really amazing. I never thought I could ever make one that looked that good. Plus I had high expectations because, you know, my family loves lemon, and so, and I was really, really excited at the way it turned out. And obviously they were too, as you could tell. So I've added half, and I'm going to go ahead and add the buttermilk now. Buttermilk is such a weird ingredient to me. It's all thick and weird and gross looking, but yet it makes such a moist cake. So I'm all for that. So got that added in. And let that mix. That up a little bit. So look how fluffy it made it all of a sudden. Okay, that looks really nicely incorporated. So I'm going to go ahead and add the remainder of the flour mix. Letting that mix in a little bit. If you need to, after each addition, just bump it up a little bit. Look how fluffy that is. I have a couple more spoonfuls. That jumps overboard. Got some of the batter on the spoon. I'll just wipe that off. So I'm going to go ahead and add the remainder of my flour mixture, scrape down the batter, or the beater, and the bowl, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I mixed it, cleaned off the beater, and I made it to where very light, very fluffy. I got my bundt pan and I sprayed it very generously. And now we're just going to pour it in a circle around the bundt pan, making sure that it's evenly dispersed. Just go around in a circle. And I can tell you that it smells like lemon. And pause this for a second because my medicine is here. I just have to sign for it and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So just scrape the bowl down. Again, making sure we get everything. Now that my daughter says that, it smells like one of those lemon Girl Scout cookies. I can see that. Boy, I bet it tastes like heaven though. My goodness. Oh, it smells so good. Make sure you scrape it all. All of that. And again, tiny, big, your spatula, scrape it all off. Works incredible. Then what I do, it's so heavy. I'll show you when of course I can't. But I just go back and forth. I wiggle the little spatula back and forth to make sure that it's even. And then push it around, making sure that it goes everywhere. And I get it into the grooves on the outside. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean when I'm done.
make sure it goes. And then I kind of move in a, I go from the outside and then I go in a spiral and then I end up going into the middle and then into the center. I end up in the inside. And I'm just spinning the bundt pan as I smooth. That looks good to me. And then I kind of wiggle it. And again, the oven is preheated to 300 degrees. And we're gonna bake this, it says for 60 to 70 minutes, and it all depends on how your oven runs. When I baked mine last night, 65 minutes was perfect, so that's what I'm gonna do again. And then you're just gonna take a skewer or a cake tester. And this, it has little cracks, and I poked it in the crack in 3 different places and make sure it comes out clean. And this is, see how I smoothed it? Just kind of made circles on the inside. So I will be back once it comes out, and then we will make the icing, which is very quick. So we'll be back. All right, guys, so it has been 65 minutes and the pound cake is done and it looks gorgeous. So this is how it looks when it's done. And I checked it in 3 spots. You can probably tell the little holes right there. So lightly golden around, and the directions are to flip it out on, I have a giant cake thing like I had the other one, and I just put some wax paper down, and I'm going to flip it out, and then you drizzle half of the icing on it while it's warm, and then you let it cool completely and then recover. And so I've already made the icing, and it is just the 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of softened butter, and then it calls for 3 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and I added another tablespoon so it's more lemony. So what I'm going to do now is flip it over. So let's see here. I'm going to grab, now this didn't work for me before, so we'll see if it works now, but just going to grab and flip. Oh, hey. Woohoo. Oh, look at that! Ew! Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Oh my heaven, it smells like. Ah! So, beautifulness has happened. Happy camper. I am. It's because I have Elizabeth Shyanne with me. That's why. That's why. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a big spoon. I'm going to go back and grab, I have a smaller spoon. This one's 1/8 of a cup. Aren't they cute? So, I'm just going to stir the icing. Get it all nice and gooey. Grab it. Let it drizzle. And then just drizzle it around the cake. And the heat, obviously, of the cake is going to make the icing melt beautifully. And have it drizzle down and let it soak into the cake. So I'm probably going to do one more good spoonful. Oh yeah, it's drizzling beautifully now. Yeah, that's perfect. So that's going to be half. And then I'm going to kind of just help it around. Kind of smooth it out a little. I'm actually going to grab an offset spatula here to help me. Just a little offset spatula. And kind of work it back and forth. And kind of tilt it out this way. Towards the outside. Because it went on the inside. Now I want it on the outside too.
Oh, that's so gorgeous. I'm going to grab a little more actually. And have it come more towards the outside. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, see, that looks much better. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. This is stunning. Yeah, I owe this one to Elizabeth Shyanne. I mean, my first one looked pretty, but not this pretty. Scrape all this off. Get all that from the inside. There we go. Save the rest. I think I'm just gonna grab that and kind of smooth it. Oh my goodness, you should see the pool on the inside. My goodness. It's like a sauna of lemon icing in here. I'm just bringing up the stuff that's spilled on the inside up the inside, the corners, so it can soak in better. Maybe I'll get the spoon for that. Oops. Yeah, that's better. See how much was on the inside? Look at all that.